Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and I'm back again with my good buddy Reggie.
What's up, buddy? Oh, something new, man. Oh!
What? No, don't leave me hanging, bro.
You got it, man. You got it. I try to do something new, man, but hey, the fist bump always goes through. So.
Always. So, what are we here today doing?
Another long pickups video, so I hope you guys are ready. We have a lot of stuff over a variety of systems, so
yeah.
I think you guys will enjoy this one.
You're gonna love it. Let's take a look. All right, dude, I'm going to go first, and I think you're going to want to make fun of me a little bit here.
Oh, Lord.
Yep. Ha-ha! This is the collector's edition of one of the worst reviewed games in the past 10 years.
This game has a development cycle from hell.
Like 6 years, and it was canceled at one point, and...
Yeah, like 3 or 4 different developers.
Yeah. Why? So you're asking yourself, why the heck would I have this in my collection? Well, it should be obvious.
Yeah.
I bought it because of that action figure right there. I mean, it's amazing looking. So when I saw it, I was like, yes, please.
Yeah. I remember when GameStop was clearing these out for like $20, and I picked up one. The game itself, it's still online to this day. I played with a friend.
Oh, really?
I think a little over a year ago. We played the first level, and I thought it was the first level was fun, but the game over the rest of the levels, it just kind of falls apart, I would say.
Dude, they're one of the... Do you know who Angry Joe is on YouTube?
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Oh my god, one of his best episodes is his review of this game.
Really?
Oh, it's hilarious. It's so funny. And it's so true. And it's just a really buggy mess, especially on consoles. I haven't played this game at all. I have no desire to play this game at all. I mean, maybe for a laugh or something, at some point. But I really bought this because it does have a really cool collector's edition. The power loader with the alien there is awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is. Definitely.
So, starting it off at a low point here, but we'll go from there.
Okay. Let's see what I got here. So, you know what? Since you did that, I guess I should try one too.
Okay. Dazzle me.
I gotta dig it up here. Where did it go? Because everything disappeared. There we go. So you're gonna laugh at me too for this, but you haven't seen the gameplay of it yet. But I love the Ghostbusters series. The cartoon called The Real Ghostbusters was a hit. It was more like a sequel to the original movies, which was kind of cool.
That was a 90s cartoon, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Honestly, I've heard that. I've never seen an episode of it. But I love the original movie. Who doesn't, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So they had another series, a spinoff from that series, which was like the future generation of those Ghostbusters, and that is the ultimate invasion of the Extreme Ghostbusters. So Extreme Ghostbusters Ultimate Invasion. This is a rail shooter game.
Really?
Yeah.
Rail shooter.
But
kind of using the proton packs.
Exactly. But it sounds good on paper, but the execution with this game was pretty bad. A lot of the same ghosts appear on the screen, and you're kind of like stationed in certain areas for too long instead of like moving along like something like Time Crisis.
Okay.
So. I mean, I just got it because I was a fan of the cartoon back in the day. All the episodes are on YouTube. You can watch them if you want. But, I just more of a novelty, I guess.
Dude, there's so many games, especially on the PlayStation 1. I mean, I did a YouTube short about VIP, like Pamela Anderson,
Yeah, I remember that.
It's so bad. Another one is also really bad. I love the comic is Danger Girl. The comic's amazing.
The game?
Not so much.
Yeah.
So many of them came out on the original PlayStation.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
That is. I've never heard of that. That's pretty weird. All right. Next up for me, this is another odd one, although this is actually a good game. It's called Golf Club Wasteland. Have you heard of this?
What?
Yeah.
Playing golf in the waste? Okay, let me see.
So this is a post-apocalyptic golfing game with heavy on story. So basically what it is that Earth is, destroyed, damaged. It's really hard to live there. And an astronaut comes down to play his last round of golf and that he's ever going to be able to do on Earth.
Wow.
And every single hole is a piece of the story of his life and how the Earth collapsed. So it's
okay.
so it's a legitimate.
So that's the hook for you.
That's the hook for you. It's a legitimate golf game, actually. It's a 2D golfing game. It's really fun, but then it has this really deep, interesting story built into it. I've never played anything quite like it. So,
man, in times to play one last game of golf.
Yeah.
Wow, he looks like he's really enjoying that swing there.
Yeah, and again, it's a legitimate golf game. It's just that it's like it's got this heavy story to it. So something totally different. Check it out.
Yeah, a lot of like these PAL games, they get interesting physical releases, man. So.
Yeah, and I actually really like golf games. You know, I've been like Hot Shots Golf on the original PSP. I played all those. You know, Mario Golf, of course, and even back to the PC, like they had Lynx 386
Wow,
back in the day, and yeah.
Okay, so next game here. This is kind of like you guys remember my last video when I showed you guys Silent Scope. Well, here is Silent Scope for the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that?
It actually plays very well.
Okay.
They really put time into making this something special. Now, of course, you don't have any weapons to sniping with, but the controls on how you like aim the cruiser, pretty much. They did a really good job with it. You know, I was very happy with it. So, good old. I think I have every Silent Scope game now.
Dude,
so,
you need to do a video on your Game Boy Advance collection. I want to watch that video.
I plan on doing it. I was thinking about doing it like after like the 100,000 subscriber special, and then we'll just do.
Subscribe to Reggie. He's going for 100,000 subscribers. So we all want to see his amazing game collection.
So I'm prepping them that and the PS1 collection, which I haven't shown anybody.
You know what? The problem with that is, or the challenge is capturing all the footage. As you know, it's like, you know, you spend weeks doing that, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
but it's fun. But
it's fun because you go back to all through those games. Oh, I remember this and everything, and I have all my save states. So good to go.
Huh. All right, that's cool. All right, next up for me is a Red Art Games release. It is called Metaloid Origin. Have you played this?
I have.
Yeah. Okay. So you are a huge fan of the Mega Man X series, and so this is definitely a love letter for that.
Yeah. So playing this, you get to play as 3 characters in the beginning of the game. Now, whatever character you pick, you're gonna play with the rest of the game. But they play vastly differently.
Yeah.
So make sure you pick the one you feel good with. And the game is fun. The first beginning levels seem to be a bit long, but the game is still a lot of fun once you get used to it. And it's definitely a homage to the Mega Man.
Oh yeah, running, gunning, platforming, light puzzle solving. It's
at the end of the level you'll fight like some kind of robot master and everything like that. So it's good to go. Yeah. Very good game. It's like a spiritual successor to this other game called Metagal that came out. Have you heard that one?
I heard that. Yeah.
I believe it's by the same developers. So. Okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was really impressed with this. So yeah, I'm not surprised that you don't already have a copy of that.
All right. Let's see here. Weird release here, but I got this at Portland. Phantasy Star Collection for the Game Boy Advance.
You know, that's one thing I don't do. It's just not in my mind when I go to these expos to look at these, but it's in yours because I go for PSP. I'm like the Terminator. You know what I mean? I'm like scanning everything. You know? Right. Huh. Well, that's cool. Yeah, so 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, Phantasy Star 1, 2, and 3. It would have been great if they got 4 in there. Sure. This would have been an ultimate collection. The first 3 games on there, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I got a good deal on it, thankfully. So happy to have that in the collection.
Are you seeing that there are there a lot of other collectors out there going for complete in-box Game Boy Advance games at these expos?
You know, if they are, they don't really say anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just, I think that's like a particular taste for that.
I think so too. Yeah. So that's with me and PSP. Yeah. Most people don't care. I mean, I care, but you know what I mean. It's like it's nice because I get to take my time. I don't have to rush.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like I get to flip. And I did find 2 of them. I don't have them in this video, but I did find 2 like weird PSP games I didn't know. And I was very happy. So yeah.
Right on.
Cool. Okay. Next up for me is this is a super rare release here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Necrobarista Final Pour. So this is a visual novel, unlike anything I've ever played before.
Yeah, it's crazy because you play as a person like on the way to the afterlife, but you're in the middle ground pretty much at this bar. Yeah. You meet all these other people, and there's so many interesting, they have so many interesting stories that they're talking about at that bar, and the game it's a visual novel, but it's shown in a comic book format in a way. So,
and that's what's really different about it because you're right. It's in a comic book format. They're kind of animated, but then also at times it gives you like a first person view when you're kind of exploring in first person. I mean, again, I've never played anything quite like it. The reason why I don't talk about a lot of visual novels is because, to be quite honest, The problem I have with them is I can read faster than they can put on the screen. So my only complaint is it's not unique to this game. It's just visual novels in general. I wish there was like an auto play,
like an instant, like it'll just pop up.
Because I can sit there and read as fast as it can put on the screen usually, and so for me to sit there and hit the button
right
1,000 times is a little annoying. That said, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is a very interesting game.
So you played it? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just reaching over here. I got Raiden IV.
Oh, very cool.
For PS4. I had to pick this up. You know. I like the Raiden series a lot.
I think I have a copy of this already.
You have this one too? Yeah. It just recently came out for the PS4, so I said, let me go ahead and pick that up. Because it originally came out on the Xbox 360, and that was like a more... this one has extras in it. I don't know
because you're right. It's like a remixed version or something.
Yeah. But I had to pick that up. I love the Raiden series. Raiden 5. I know a lot of people complain about Raiden 5. I love Raiden 5. I think that's the best one, in my opinion. But this one's on that level as well. Because Raiden 5 is weird, man. Because it's a good game, but there's a lot of dialogue on the side of the screen that confuses a lot of people.
Right, yes,
I love that stuff because I love story.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. Although I will say though, there's nothing quite like the first game and that first level because I played it over and over again in the arcades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things where it's so familiar, you know. But a great series. Huh.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's cool. All right, next up for me is this is a really interesting one. So it's a veteran edition of a game called Strife. So Strife was a first-person game that came out on the PC back in the mid-90s using the Doom engine. But what's cool about it is that it was very unique at the time because they mix in a lot of RPG elements. So unlike Doom, where Doom is just run, gun, shoot, this one you take on missions, you talk to NPCs, you have inventory. It's a full RPG in the Doom engine.
Okay.
And so what's really cool about this is that Night Dive Studios, which is down in Vancouver, Washington, they did an HD remaster of this for the Switch and Xbox and stuff like that. And so they did a physical version of it.
Right on, man.
Yeah, just a really it was originally fairly obscure game back in the 90s, but for them to bring it out and have it support widescreen and high resolution and all that, it's pretty neat.
Get more eyes on it because,
Yeah. This is a very unique one, so.
Right on.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Okay. Next game here I got from Pix and Love. This is the King of Fighters 15 on Shockbox. King of Fighters 15, a very good fighting game. I am kind of disappointed with the season pass stuff with games, but that's just the way it is with a lot of fighting games these days. Like they do the season pass to keep things fresh. But I love the King of Fighters series, and I had to pick that up from them. So the shock boxes are really just very nostalgic to the old Neo Geo cases from back in the day. So
and it'll survive a nuclear holocaust.
Yeah, man.
Warrior.
Seriously,
yeah,
almost
cool.
almost like a brick in a way.
Yeah, it is
very cool. So yeah. Good fighting game. I'm pretty sure hopefully you guys will play King of the Fighters 15. It's a solid game. Definitely something worth picking up.
Okay, cool. All right, next up for me is this is a weird one here.
Okay.
It's called Wunderling DX, and this is from Premium Edition Games. And essentially what this is, it's an auto runner, very similar to Rayman Jungle Run. If you ever played a Rayman Jungle Run on
where it's automatic run and everything.
Where you jump and stuff like that. So this seems like it'd be very simple because essentially the character just goes in one direction until he either hits a wall or you hit the jump button. But it's so addictive because he can die at any moment in these levels. So it's actually way more difficult than you might imagine. He's trying to collect these flowers to get through the levels and stuff. Right. Just a really simple, kind of fun game, Okay. I don't have a lot of these in my collection, so I do appreciate when I get one that's a little bit different than I normally get. So,
and Premium Edition, they're putting it out there, man.
They are. Yeah, and especially for games like this, which the reviews are really good on this, and I've had a ton of fun with it, and so now it's physical.
They just announced they're going to start doing PS4 games now, too.
Good.
That's all. So, yeah. They're dipping their toe on that. Right on. Okay, this is interesting, man.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, you have to check it out.
Okay. I'm just randomly grabbing stuff from over here.
Yeah, I am kind of too.
All right, so next game here, another awesome Game Boy release that my buddy, shout out to John Houston if you're watching, man. He looked out for me on this one. This was actually sealed. It was beat up, but it was sealed, though.
Oh, okay.
With the seal on it. This is Smash and Drive for the Game Boy Advance. This is like a...
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's like... it's like a crazy taxi game, but it's like more of a racing game in a way. Actually, it's crazy racing pretty much. You're driving on like airport like lanes and stuff like that, and like all kinds of crazy traffic, driving through buildings and stuff like that. So yeah, and the fact that they put this on the Game Boy Advance is amazing because it originally came out on the PS2, Xbox, and
I was
GameCube.
say it sounded okay.
And fairly a cheap game. On the Game Boy Advance, it's a little weird because a lot of people don't know about it, but it is a faithful port to those other consoles, and very impressive game. I love racers like that. They're all crazy and everything like that. They're arcadey, so easy to get into, get out of, and everything. So,
and again, Namco, they make good. They did make good arcade racing games. So. Okay, let's see here. Moving on, something completely different. This is Keystone Kopps. So this was this is a brand new Intellivision homebrew. Basically, it's a version of Keystone Kapers that originally came out on the Atari 2600, ColecoVision, all these other systems. It never got an official Intellivision report. And it's a really great game. And so basically, I believe this was originally debuted last Portland Retro Gaming Expo. That's where you're able to get this. So Keystone Kapers, classic Atari game. Essentially, you are a cop chasing a robber through a department store, and he's throwing all sorts of obstacles at you. You just basically have to just try to grab him and tackle him to end the level. But he's throwing stuff at you, and there's things in the...
all kind of obstacles in your way.
Yeah. Very simple game, very addictive. It was a classic on the Atari 2600. It's cool to have the Intellivision version, and it's really good. So,
yeah, man, right on.
I know.
I think last year... because they have the Atari Age booth there as well. I bought Baby Pac-Man.
Oh, did
Atari
you?
7800. Yeah, thought that was cool, man. They made that.
Dude, well, first of all, Atari Age, I mean, when you go to that booth, they've got so many cool releases. But the cool thing about Pac-Man notoriously was the original version was terrible on the 2600. However, now people make these versions like Pac-Man 4K, Baby Pac-Man, all these Miss Pac-Man that are way better than they would have been 40 years ago.
Seeing that Pac-Man on the original Atari system is like, I couldn't believe they put that out.
Bonk. He didn't even turn really. It was really bizarre.
Yeah, like if you were a kid and you opened that back in there, you'd be
I was a kid. I was in tears. In the 4th grade when I got that game, I was like, this game sucks. Like... But now you can get the proper version, that's one of my favorite things about Portland is going the Atari Age booth.
Yeah,
I could spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars there.
Okay,
I have no idea what he's pulling out here. So
yeah. So this one is another survival horror game. This is called Signalis, and I just got this one. This is kind of like a top-down survival horror game, and I don't know too much of the story yet, but I heard a lot of good reviews about this one, so I was just really interested in playing it. And when you open this up here, there's some kind of comes with this card of the character.
Oh yeah.
You see
it's like a lenticular kind of tilty thing.
So there must be something up with this, what I mean? So it's like something creepy. I'm not sure yet, but I'm looking forward to playing this game because, like I said, I heard a lot of good reviews about it. So. And I love survival horror type games. I hear it has some decent puzzles in it as well. So
Okay, never heard of that before.
Yeah, Signalis.
Okay, next up for me, kind of a weird one here. It is a short hike. This is published by Super Rare Games, and it's funny because this landed in my mailbox, and I was like, you know how you get kind of tired of the same old, and I was thinking, I was like, man, I want something new and different. A short hike is new and different. So it's a 3D adventure game. So because that's the thing, I was like getting kind of tired of those kind of 16-bit 2D platformy things. I want something meatier. And so essentially you play, the whole premise of this is that you are a bird that's trying to go through the forest, go through this island to get to the summit. But along the way, you meet people, you solve puzzles, you have to traverse the environment. And it's actually very involved, very deep, kind of, exploring puzzle game.
Super Rare. They really know how to pick which titles should be physical, man.
Yeah, because I'd never heard of this before. It's pretty neat. Yeah, you have to check it out.
All right, got another crazy release here. Game Boy Color. Hopefully I get this out. There we go. Got out of the box. Perfect Dark for the Game Boy Color.
Okay.
Yeah, so this game when I saw like how it was, I said I had to pick it up. It's like a stealth game, kind of like Metal Gear Solid in a way.
Oh, okay.
But it's one of those games that has the rumble feature on it. So you put the battery in.
Oh, nice. Oh, so it's like got the little hump on it?
Yeah, dude. So this game is actually really cool. So if you're a fan of the Perfect Dark series, you should definitely pick this game up.
Shooting in first-person view.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Like it has the first person view levels are like certain levels you go to, like extra bonus levels. But most of the game you're going to be like on a side view, like top down view, like going after enemies. So and it has voice acting in it.
I was going to say, it says that amazing voice and sound.
Yeah, they got the voice and they put everything into this cart. And I love seeing companies like push the system, try to get the best out of it. And Rare was known to do that.
Yeah.
So Perfect Dark, Game Boy Color.
Okay,
check it out.
Oh, that's cool. All right, next up for me, this is another kind of really weird one here. Hashtag Drive. So I'm pretty sure that this started off as a mobile game because it has definitely that kind of mobile vibe. But essentially what it is, again, it's another auto-running game where your car just drives and you basically are trying to last as long as you can. The great thing is that, when it comes to the Switch in physical form, there's none of those transactions. There's none of that, pay to play. It's the whole game. And you just get to enjoy it, which is what I really like. Because sometimes these games, as you know, they feel like mafia bosses, like they want to trip you upside down and shake out your money. You know what I mean? None of that in this game. So it's pure, you're driving, and it's really fun because essentially little icons will show up and give you a clue as to what the next turnout will be. And there'll be like weapon upgrades or repairs or all these sort of things that you can kind of grab. Multiple stages. I played this way too long. When I first got this, I was like, it's just one of those kind of brainless, fun games that you can put in and play for 5 minutes, or you can play for an hour.
So this came out over here in America. So did you get this at a regular retail store? I
originally got the digital version of that.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then actually, you know what? I got that actually at another castle.
Did you?
Yeah,
okay.
Because I was familiar with the game on my Switch digitally, and then I saw it in another castle on the store shelves.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And it was like $20 or something. So.
Oh, right on, dude.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. So this next game here, man, took me by surprise. This game is freaking fantastic.
Okay.
This is Smelter for PS4 and the Switch, and basically. The story with this game is that it's like Adam and Eve, but instead of Eve eating the apple, Adam eats it, and you get this and you play as Eve, and you get this the costume, the armor, pretty much, and it plays like a platform action game. Each level you go to is different. Like you'll have a move set pretty much, but each level is different to the way they'll add like a certain tweak, so the level plays out differently. It's a very well done game. I'm really enjoying it, and it's just really action oriented. It's a lot of fun, and the music in the game is phenomenal. I was like, man, when I heard the soundtrack, I was like, dude, this is hot. Even on the title screen, you hear the title screen music, you'll like this. You're getting into something good.
Okay,
it's definitely a good game that a lot of people want to pick up. I guarantee it.
Oh, okay. I want a copy. Sold. All right, next up for me, just a random game I found on the Xbox 360.
Wow, yeah.
A shooter. Well, that's speaking of Raiden, right? So Raiden Fighters Aces. And I guess this has like 3 games in it. Raiden Fighters 2, and what's the third one?
Raiden Fighters Jet.
There you go. Originally, I actually had this, again, on my iPad. So they released a bunch of these Raiden games on iPad. You pay one, you get like 3 games on it. But to get a physical version on the Xbox 360, there's a bunch of really good shooters on the Xbox 360.
There is.
I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah, this game is only on the 360 too, so yeah. Oh, it even says on the cover.
Yeah. So it's I don't actively buy for the 360 anymore. I've kind of got what I'm looking
what you wanted
for.
For it, yeah.
But this is when I saw it, and I was like, I don't have that game. I do now.
Nice, man. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So this game is Azure Striker Gunvolt Part 3. And,
Part 3.
Yeah, so I picked up the Switch version because I didn't know it was going to come out on the PS4, so I got the Switch version. But when I found out it was the PS4 version, I had to get that. Just like we talked about those Mega Man X type game, platform action games. This is how this game plays, and it's really good. Actually, I would say I'm more of a fan of the second game, but the third game is good too. You just play. This is the mechanics of how you play the game are different. With you play as a new character pretty much, but it is a lot of fun. I can't say enough good things about this game. You know, these are throwbacks to the games I loved as a kid.
I think as you're talking, I think the first place I ever played the first game was on the 3DS.
Yes, that's where it came out.
Yeah,
on. Yep, exactly.
That was a long time ago, but I remember that game's awesome.
Yeah. Huh. And it gradually got popular enough to get a physical on the 3DS, and then it went to the Switch. Now PS4.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. So many games I need to get. All right, here's a re-release. I guess I got a couple of these here. Klonoa.
Dude, yes, I remember we found that. It was right on.
I know, and so again, I'm a huge fan of Klonoa. These are some of the. They're just so much fun.
Yes.
They're just so much joy to be had from these games. You get two of them here, and what's hilarious about this though is that. I guess the first one came out on the PlayStation 1, and it's like super collectible now.
Yeah, it's like a $700 game if you
Yeah.
have it complete. Yeah, it came out, nobody bought it back in the day. I remember seeing it at the store, and just nobody...
I remember a long time ago, Pete Dorr talking about this weird series called Klonoa, and because Pete Dorr would talk about a lot of weird, franchises, and you take notes, and yeah, I mean, he loved it back then, but I think he was probably the only person who bought it. So good for you, Pete.
Well, what's cool about this is that I think this is really popular that they brought this out.
Yeah.
So it might give them like incentive to kind of make the third game that everybody's in want, because the series is beloved, but unfortunately the games didn't sell that well, so they got to get that demand in there for it.
Yeah, it's frustrating because again, I feel like we talk about it like and every chance I get for sure, but then again. Also, too, it's just not on the top of people's minds, you know what I mean? And so, you see the gameplay footage. They're a 2.5D platforming game. They have a very unique mechanic where you can grab and then use that to either attack or jump.
Yep.
And it's just, there's nothing else quite like them, really.
Yeah.
And they're on a lot of systems, though. So this is Switch, obviously. They probably brought this on the Xbox One.
PS5.
Yeah.
Switch,
But then originally it was like on Wii. One of the games was on.
So originally it came out on PlayStation. Then it came out on PlayStation 2. Game Boy Advance has some.
That's right.
Wonder Swan has some.
Wonder Swan?
Wonder Swan has, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And yeah.
But there was one on the Wii, correct?
Yes, there was one on the. That was a remake of the first game.
That's
on
right.
The Wii, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so yes.
No,
pick it up.
All right. Don't laugh at me for this one. Don't judge a game by its cover. I tried to show this to my friends with Media Glitch, and they kind of laughed at me.
Oh, okay.
This is called Frogun.
Frogun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you play as this girl, and she. If I remember the story, she's looking for her parents, and she has this Frogun. It's basically a frog gun that kind of like helps her like cross. Like it attacks enemies, but it also helps her pull her over to like other platforms. I would say. The game is kind of shown from a top down. Well, you can spin the camera around, so I would say it's a 3D platformer, and it's really a lot of fun. It reminds me of games that would come out on the PS1 or PS2. I think a lot of people will have fun with this one. I can't. It's hard for me to sell it to people because the cover it looks so kiddie and everything like that.
This does look. I mean, this looks like an educational title.
Yeah,
it's
something like
really,
that. So, but it's really a good 3D platformer. I think. People. Don't judge a game by its cover. Just check that out.
Well, I think you and I have been collecting long enough to know that's 100% true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. So.
Okay. Next up for me is one you can judge by the cover, and that is Bayonetta 3 on the Switch.
Whoa, okay. So I'm interested to hear about this one.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's Bayonetta. So it's completely over the top, 3D action. I mean, I love these games because even the intro, before it actually gets to the title screen, is like 20 minutes of just insanity. Like, it's just like completely over the top. The camera's swinging around, and you're battling, and you're jumping, and you're doing all this crazy stuff. I mean, it's Bayonetta. I think the only thing I would say is that, which is good, is that if you think that the Switch doesn't have enough juice and enough power, this game will convince you that there's...
Really?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
That's what I was wondering, because I always feel like these games should be on a stronger system, but if they're pushing the Switch to... That on that level, that's good to know.
And it's going crazy. I mean, these games are so over the top. It's so much going on the screen, and it's a testament as to what the Switch can still do. I don't know how they're doing it because you're right. It's like nowadays it should be on the PS5 or of course it's not running in 4K.
All right.
So I think that's the thing too, is that it's the Switch in video out. I think it's still 1080p, and even some of the games internally can run at a lower resolution than that. So either way, I think the game. It's Bayonetta. It's so much fun. It's like completely over the top, crazy characters, awesome action. So I'm loving it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, so next game here. Game caught me by surprise. This game is freaking fantastic, and you guys have to go out and buy it immediately if you don't already own it. This is Cobra Kai for PlayStation 4.
Okay, you know what? I'm not surprised because the show has surprised people. I mean, the show is actually really good.
Yeah, but usually when that happens, like when it comes to the game, they always want to cash grab and throw something together, make some money. They turned this game into an awesome beat 'em up, and it's co-op as well. Fortunately, you can't play online, which would have been great. But it's so funny because when you play 2 players and you're going through the levels, beating people up, you can actually like interact with the environment, like slam their head into like an arcade machine.
Oh yeah,
and it does a cinematic close-up mode. It's hilarious, man. It's great, and man, just a great
representation.
Thank you, of Cobra Kai. So definitely, I would say you guys got to pick this one up. It is a lot of fun, and it goes over the first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh, that's cool.
Cobra Kai never dies. You have to say it too.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Cobra Kai never dies.
All right, yes.
Did I say that with conviction?
I think he did.
No, I didn't. All right, dude. Next up for me, total surprise, that is Soul Cresta Dramatic Edition.
Oh, so the physical finally came out for this. Okay.
Yes, it did. And so, I pre-ordered this a long time ago as well. Through limited run, and it basically it's Platinum Games doing a bullet hell style shooter, as though it came out 25 years ago.
Right. I think there was a game on the Nintendo for this that came out years ago. I could be totally lying. I forget.
To be quite honest, I'm confused because I know it's part of a series of. I know it's technically part of a series of shooters, but I'm not sure where it fits in there.
Right.
Its big mechanic is that you start off with one ship, and then you can gain other ships that will join you.
Okay.
And then what you can do is you can rearrange them in real time. So in other words, you can make them into
formation.
In a formation. And depending on like what ship is first or where they are, will determine like how you attack. And it's crazy, dude. Like it's got a bunch of like missiles and shooting and stuff like that. But then you can do these massive like you guys are seeing on the screen here.
Yeah.
Because of that mechanic, there's a ton of strategy to this game. So it's pretty cool.
Dude, I need to pick this up, man. I think they have a PS4 copy.
Dude, I bet you that Another Castle has a copy of that at their store.
Let's go there tomorrow.
We should totally do that.
Right on. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, next one this is a crazy game.
Yuppie Psycho.
Yes. This is from the same creators who made that game, Count Lucador. I would call this a horror game because you play as a guy who goes to his first day at the job, but once you get to the top floor of the job to meet your boss, there's a blood contract there, and you have the option to sign the contract or leaving. But the room is so creepy and messed up looking, man. It's like it'll trip you out. I chose to leave, and the game ended there, so I actually beat the game and I got an achievement.
I love that actually.
Yeah, I love those options that you can do that, man. But the game is insane from what I've seen. The work environment, the people you meet in the game, it's pretty tripped out. And that's another exclusive from Video Games New York. So I got that from there. And
I need to be checking out their site because
they're getting a lot of games on there. Man. I've been checking them out.
Okay, wow, that's cool. I've never heard of that before. All right, next up for me, I'm gonna do this one here. So
what you got?
At Portland Portland Side Quest Expo.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. Standing around on the floor, a guy ran up to me. He's like, "Hey, do you want this thing?"
It's with you when that happened.
Yeah, I was like, "What? What is it?" So he had won a raffle, and I don't really know the guy, but he tagged me on Instagram. So his Instagram is thejokerhaha13. Super nice dude, but he literally just ran up and was like, "Hey, I won this in a raffle. He doesn't have room for it in his game room, so do you want it?" So I haven't even opened it yet.
Do it.
Yeah. But he's like, "Do you like Final Fantasy?" I'm like, yes, please. So, let's see here. So it's a standee. Probably a promotional thing.
Like they have in the stores when they're promoting.
Yeah, so check it out. So,
dude, that's sick, man.
I know.
They make them a lot better nowadays, too. From the standees I've seen in the past.
Yeah. So
PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
PS4.
So I just want to show this, and this will be in the game room. I'm actually going to put it in my office. I thought that was pretty cool.
I had such a fun time with that game, man. I mean, dude, seriously, I can't wait for the new one to come out.
Well, it just showed that they're taking it serious. Like, they're, again, it's like, pretty cool. And again, in the last video, I talked about Crisis Core. Same thing. So, So, I don't know your name. You just ran up to me. This is your Instagram account. Thank you very much, dude. This has gone to a good home. So,
right on, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Next game here is Jitsu Squad. This is a beat 'em up that is freaking on point, man.
Oh, it looks cool.
Game came out of nowhere, and the animation and sprites for this game are so well done, man. I was really impressed with this one. This is like on a level, I would say, of something like the new Ninja Turtles game, Shredder's Revenge. And though I think it's on that level, unfortunately, it is missing a key element.
Oh, online co-op.
You gotta have online co-op for these type of games for it to get the word out, man. Because the couch co-op is just not as popular as it used to be, So
yeah, I wonder. I think you're right, because especially with like Twitch streamers and stuff like that. It's like if you want to get that out there, like I mean, I'm just assuming, but you're just gonna have way more excitement if you can get like a group of people online.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what these beat 'em up games are for. You want as many people as possible. You can play up to 4 players in this game. And, not having that option. You know what they should do? And I talked about this before. So, there's a game called Final Fight 3 where it has an AI helper that'll help you.
Oh.
They should start, figuring out how to do that kind of in these fighting games, because that'd be great.
Dude, I did hear something today that, how AI is kind of the thing that everyone's talking about, that some game companies might start inserting AI into their non-player characters, the NPCs. So that, for instance, like in, some of these games where, like, these open world games, because they're so big, it's hard for them to program every NPC. Right. And so they may actually be able to react depending on what you did, like in another city. Or whatever level you are, and the computer will just, through AI, interact with you.
So I like that. Okay.
Which is really weird. I mean, it could go either way. It could get really but I mean that's a smart use of the technology, I think.
Definitely. Well, hopefully they put that in beat 'em up games like this, because we need an AI partner to help us out, because
I can see that.
Legions of enemies is be pretty tough.
Oh yeah,
and
totally.
tiring. So
okay. All right, next up for me is this was kind of a curious one. This was sent to me by the developer, pretty much just kind of like a thank you for kind of like shouting it out. So basically, Montezuma's Revenge never officially came out on the Super Nintendo. It came out on so many other things. Not the Super Nintendo, the NES, the original. Okay. I originally played it on the Atari 2600, and just as a thank you, he sent like this big collector's edition of the game as a thank you for kind of like shouting out and trying to get people excited about it, including a physical cartridge of the game.
Nice, dude. All
yeah,
right. That's what I'm talking about.
A collectible pin here, and some keychains and stuff like that, and a hat. So it is a really, I mean, as a kid on my Atari, I thought this game was amazing. Like to give you an idea, like, of all the Atari games I ended up keeping, like 40 years later, this is one of them. I still have my original copy of this game on the Atari. So again, and so there's immense pride from the developer,
right,
who loves the game too, and so he wanted to get the word out there. And so this is kind of a little thank you. So I thought that was pretty cool, man. So
I like that.
I hope it was a good sales for you, because it is a cool game. So that's my sales pitch.
So next game here is a game. I hate to say this, I haven't finished it yet. I ran into an issue towards the end of the game.
You love these games.
I do, and that is Star Ocean: The Divine Force. Now, the reason I didn't finish this game, because at the time when I got close to the end of the game, my computer messed up on me. So I was trying to fix my computer, and I lost interest in playing the game, so I got to pick it back up. But I was right towards the end of the game. I love the Star Ocean series. I mean, they are fantastic games. Even the last game, I know a lot of people didn't like it, that one, but it's still, I found a reason to like it, because I like the space travel. I just like the whole lore of it, I would say. I like the fact that, especially, I haven't played any of the new ones, but I was it the PS2 one? It was just it was a sci-fi to the end of time
RPG.
Great game, dude.
Yeah, and they don't make those very often. Usually they're really high fantasy or something like that. And especially back then, I appreciated the fact that it was like a hardcore sci-fi RPG, which is cool.
And with good voice acting in it too. You actually really like the characters in that game. But gotta finish this one, but I was having a blast with it. I'm pumped up, so I think when I get back home, I'm gonna finally finish the game.
Well, you finished all the others.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With the quickness too, man. I went through them, and this one, just when that happened with my computer, I was like, man, I just lost interest. So I'm getting back into it now. So
okay.
I wish I could have said I beat it when I got here.
Keeping it
I'll
honest.
work on it. Okay, so next item here is actually an item somebody wanted me to give to you. This developer created this game called Banished Sir for the PC.
Okay.
His name is Trey Slayton. I hope I said your name right, bro.
Is this him on the coaster?
Possible? No, it's not him. But that's really cool, though.
It is.
Yeah, he knows you like PC games, so this is a turn-based RPG, and that he wanted you to have in your collection. So yeah, man.
I will check it out. So I do have a bit of a gaming Windows computer now, so it's like a little micro PC that I used out here. So yeah, I'll check it. Okay, that's cool.
Perfect.
Huh, interesting. So it looks like I haven't played it yet, so it looks like it's maybe top down, but then also
turn-based right there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you. I'll check it out. Should I go next?
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right. Well, speaking of things that were sent to me, I recently, I forget when I did it, but I did a collection video of my Xbox 360 games, and a developer reached out to me. He's like, "You don't have my game," and I was like, "Oh, I don't." He was really cool about it. He's like, "Well, I'm going to send it to you." So it was the guy who actually worked on the club.
I remember this game. Wow.
I don't know anything about this game actually, and he sent it to me sealed as well. So, but he very cool dude. His name is Mark and Milo. Messaged me. Basically, they used to work at Bizarre Creations, a developer I love because they did amazing. They did one of the best James Bond games ever.
Really?
Oh yeah, so good. And then they got shut down sadly. I think immediately after that, but. The Club. I haven't played it yet. I don't know anything about it.
I remember playing this.
I remember seeing it. Yeah.
Vaguely back in the day. I remember like it was when your character runs, it would go into like this close up mode and make it look all cinematic, like really action oriented. It's very crazy looking, man. But yeah, and seeing that Sega published it, man, it's perfect. Because,
I'm probably gonna crack it open.
Break the seal.
Yeah, because I wouldn't mind checking it out. So. Anyways, thank you very much for that addition to my collection.
Okay. Well, I'm going to end with a couple here, so I'm just going to knock out a couple fast here. So here is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R.
My nephew is obsessed with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The show, the game.
I just finished the show. It was great. Oh, man, I love it, man. But this game is pretty much like a love letter for everybody who loves the series. Like every character is put into this game in fighting format. And I think this is like the perfect fighting game that you would like because it's more of a cinematic fighting game with the moveset and everything. It's not too complicated, but the moves you pull off are like so like amazing looking. Like kind of like on a Final Fantasy level with the summons and stuff like that. So I think you would really like it. But yeah,
I've seen this around, so I'll have to pick it up because, like I said, when my nephew comes over, he and I would probably play it. So that'd be cool.
And then here is the Rumblefish Part 2, another fighting game that's got released. It's made by this company called Dimps. They were part of the people who made I think Street Fighter 4 originally. Street Fighter 5 maybe. I can't remember. But another cool 2D fighter, I would say. It's a bit tough, especially the final boss. I was having some trouble with this one, but I had a good time. This is the type of fighting game. It's not like today's fighting games, or they have the auto combo system where you can just push one button to do a combo. Okay. No, you have to like find your combos in this game and work and use what works best for you against these enemies because this game doesn't hold your hand, which fighting games should be like that.
I'm kind of curious. So the PS4 version, it saes a PS5 upgrade. Are you playing this on the PS5?
No, I haven't put it in the PS5 yet. I just been playing it on the PS4. Yeah, I need all the room I can get on the PS5.
I bought another hard drive for mine. Did you? But it ain't cheap.
It's not. I'm waiting until it gets cheap.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, especially with the PS5. I mean, you fill that in a bunch of like 3 AAA titles. It's like it's gone.
Yeah, I don't like deleting games and reinstalling. I want the game to be turn on when I put it in, get this little update and then it's ready to go. So yeah, okay.
And a game like this probably doesn't benefit too much from the PS5, right? I mean, I assume it's probably really good on the PS4
just
Pro.
load times. That'll be it. But they're not long on PS4, at least in my opinion. So yeah. Okay. And next game here is Outbreak: Contagious Memories. This is a survival horror game. And it's old school. It has the old school survival horror game like mechanics. I would say like the camera view.
Is it like fixed
camera angles? Yeah, fixed camera angles. That's what I was trying to say. Fixed camera angles, and you pretty much play a survivor trying to escape a zombie apocalypse. And it has the corny voice acting, which I love. So it's such a throwback. Yep. And oh man, I just love games like this. So I would say if you like survival horror, fixed camera angles, old school survival horror, the true survival horror, I say pick this game up.
Wow, I've never heard that. So I have one more. Okay. How many do you have?
This will kind of be the last one. And
Well, then, let me do mine, and you can do yours.
No, I want you to go last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you take us home.
Okay.
And next game here is Martian Panic. This is a rail shooter game for the
You know that little gun looks kind of familiar.
Yeah, it does, man. It does. And this is I got this on sale at Best Buy. This was $20 with the game and the gun. So I said that's a great deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a cool rail shooter. Got voice acting and everything. I thought it was like it was something definitely to pick up. Now the game originally came out on the Wii. But I'm just not trying to hook up the Wii right now, so I'd rather play it on the Switch. So perfect.
Oh, I see. So the Joy-Con fits in the handle. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's how it tracks.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's cool.
Yeah, very
Where'd
cool.
you get this?
At Best Buy.
Really?
It was only $20. It didn't come with the game though, but
Oh, really?
Well, actually, it did. The game it came with the game, but it wasn't bundled together. They threw in the game.
Oh, it says works great with.
Yeah, but you can fit the game in there, which is perfect. So it's fine. I don't know why they didn't sell it like that originally.
Sure.
Huh. Yeah, I think it's something people would like. So
wow, that's cool.
I'll say turn this on again.
Really?
Give this one a try. Get the sound effects on.
All right, and then the last game for me is another donation to my channel. I was talking to this guy Kyle on Facebook who was looking for some information about big box PC games, and Facebook is the place if you want to find that sort of stuff. There's a bunch of groups on there that are really passionate about collecting big box PC games, and they also have like original developers in there as well. So it's a really legit. So I told him about it, and as a thank you, he actually sent this to me. I didn't know he was going to do that. A game I've been talking about picking up for quite a while. It's called To the Moon, and so he sent this to me. I haven't played it a ton yet, but basically I've heard a lot about it. It's an kind of like an adventure game.
I hear it's one of the saddest games out there though. So
yeah, so that's the thing about this game is that it's a game that deals with dementia and also the loss of a loved one.
Right.
And I haven't gotten too far into it. You basically, I believe, play this like paranormal couple. The people are trying to help this guy remember his past and stuff like that, and kind of what has happened to him and why he's acting the way he is.
Right.
So people love this game. I remember when it came out, people were talking about how it should be one of those games that like wins Game of the Year. That's how much people loved it. So, and it's one I've been wanting to get as a physical for a long time. So he knew that probably because I talked about it in videos and sent me a copy. So, Kyle, that was very kind of you, and I hope you are finding the big box PC games that you want in that group because they're a good one. So
now I'm gonna take more interest in this one. Now I'm gonna look at this one too.
I've had it on my wish list forever.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they actually had a physical version of it. So yeah, it was very cool. So, dude. Another one in the bank here.
Yeah, had fun.
I know.
Hope you guys did too. Like to bring the games that you guys probably don't know about. So hope you enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this one was all over the place as far as like the type of games and stuff we play. So where can people find you on the interwebs?
Radical Reggie, come check me out. Almost hitting 100,000 subscribers.
He's marching to 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So go help him after this video. Go and subscribe to his channel. You release new videos like every week.
Yeah.
All the time. So
sure do.
Good stuff, man. Really?
You're supposed to slap it.
Oh, should I slap it? You're like, how long do I have to do that? This is getting annoying. All right, guys, take care.